And we're at a part of the Gita where Krishna is explaining the symptoms of a liberated soul. And he explained the symptoms of a liberated soul is he understands he's not the temple, he's not the body, and that the body is made up of 9 gates. Liberated soul sees with equal vision, yes. Doesn't matter what type of form the elements mutate into, human, plant, aquatics, animals, he can see a spiritual soul, a spiritual being in there. So liberated soul has an equal vision. Wow. Who's aspiring to be a liberated soul? All of us, right? So we hear about this like, okay, I really have to put it into practice. Then he says another quality is a liberated soul doesn't partake in actions that cause miseries. He says, this is the sign of intelligence. If we have intelligence, we shouldn't partake in actions of misery. So a lot of times people will come up to you, oh, I'm very intelligent. Really? Okay. Do you partake in actions that create miseries? Then that means your intelligence is still within the 3 modes of nature. So when we start to understand how the universe works, the intelligence starts to transcend the 3 modes. You start to refrain from actions which creates misery. And then the last thing Krishna says, where we ended, is a liberated soul knows how to tolerate the incessant flow of desires. And Krishna is going to make the same statement again in a few mantras from now. He says, before we die, Krishna says, if before you die, you come to a platform where you can tolerate your material desires, don't give in to them, and control our anger, our crowd, that means you already are yogi, yogini, a self-realized being. So we don't know when we're going to take our last breath. So every day is an opportunity for us to put this philosophy into practice. Don't let this overwhelming material desires pull ours too much, where when they're not satisfied, we become angry. And so we can see to check ourselves to see, okay, am I really living this life of a yogi? We get to practice it when? Every day. It's a beautiful journey. And some days we gracefully rise above it. And then some days, anger wants to come out. Right? So every day is an opportunity to put it into practice. So that's where Krishna ended. He said, if before you take your last breath, if you are able to control your material desires, control the anger, you are already liberated. Wow.